I am Jose. Welcome to the channel. Okay guys, no agency wants to touch this. The police chief said there is no officers by the name of such and such. But I'm going to tell you what, you can go to their website and go to the the arresting officers city Facebook page. Now these days, I'm not saying all police departments have a Facebook page or anything in that nature, but unfortunately for me, this police department, gotta learn how to spell Mississippi. There we go. Pearl City, Mississippi. As you see right there, we go right there. We click on it. Why in the world is it doing that? I don't like that. Okay, Facebook. Sorry guys, you gotta see it like this. Alright. So we're on there, right? Remember, the police chief had said on her own words, when I called her, I did not video or record the incident because that will be illegal tapping of recording, illegal recording, put that way. That's additional charges if this department wants to pick it up. But unfortunately, I will have to cover my Q's and P's on this because this is a serious offense, because either way I could get charged for it. But lucky for me, I had the incident recorded on my GoPro. My GoPro screen dims, so the only thing that shows that it's recording is the red light blinking. And on top of that, there were 4 to 5 officers, and I know one of their dash cams had to see him throw my camera. News agency told me it will be ABC 14, that's WAPT, has told me they can't pursue it for video publications because there is no video at the given time. I tried to get a hold of the FBI to get to internal affairs for this department, and lawyers are I haven't really got into the lawyer aspects, but I've been talking to multiple police agencies, and they said to contact a lawyer or take it to court. I really don't want to. I just want to get my GoPro back with the footage so I can show you. And yes, we're going to also show you where the location took place in. Alright, let's go to photos. And this guy in the middle, straight up in the middle, right there between the 2 other officers, congratulations to Lieutenant Walker on his recent promotion. Lieutenant Walker supervises one of our daytime patrol shift. That's when I got arrested. It was in the daytime. Apparently, this guy right there in the middle does not work for the city of Pearl. He has a police badge. He's not in his entire uniform. He's just in, I guess, non-protocol uniform. So he doesn't have to do the dirty work just like the other police you see out there. Let's go to my videos here. Gotta go to a gallery, and I'm gonna show you. You guys be the judge. Alright, that very morning, I illegally camped. Yes, that is a crime if you get caught. But I did, that very morning, this is the projected path that I took. And for some dumb reason, my phone likes to turn on by itself. It didn't show me go into the Flying J to get a haircut. That's what, yeah, the Flying J. To get a haircut. I got a haircut. Left my dog out there. My dog started barking because of anxieties. Separation anxiety. That's when the managers of this store said, hey, you gotta leave. You know, I put up a little argument. Well, stop talking crap about my dog. Just talk crap about me. I don't care. My dog is not aggressive. She has separation anxiety, apparently. And that's clearable. That's fixable. So, right about here, I am standing. There's a stop sign. There's a stop sign right before this little road right there. All right. Cop comes this way, and he comes from this way, talks to me. Here, let me make my thing smaller here. Alright. Made it smaller. Oh, man. Okay. I'm standing right here. By the time the cop realizes, because he pulled somebody over. First he pulled somebody over. Right here. He pulled somebody over. I was standing right here. He comes down this road, tells me to get off the property, and I gave him a little smart talk, and then I went just right about here, off the property, and then he went over here. The officer went over here, parked his car to do radar, and then he pulls somebody over and goes to the same spot where he pulls somebody over, and then he goes around again and parks his car right there, while I'm standing right on Highway 80. Highway 80. I'm not. Let me add something. He pulled somebody over twice. And then he went around. And then he realized he saw me. So he goes and questions me. And I told him, yeah, I'm going to leave. You know, kind of like on my own terms. Like, you know, and stuff like that. So, he pulls another car over. He said, I'm going to go run radar, so you need to leave. So I stood there for a minute. Semis, cars were trying to get me to come to them, but I couldn't, so I was like waving them on. So the cop ended up pulling over somebody. Again, it was a Suburban they pulled over. A gray Suburban. It was a newer model. And I know on his cruiser, I know you can see me at the time, or on his dash or body cam. If he was walking that way, he could see on that camera that I was clearly not on Flying J's pilot, whatever they call it, truck stop at the time. And then the second that time when I was talking about, as you'll see, that he makes a U-turn, goes back to run radar, and then he proceeds to come back to me and tells me, you're under arrest when the dog catcher comes. He didn't say anything else. He didn't tell me what I was under arrest for. At that point, I was being illegally detained and arrested at that point. Because technically, there is no law for standing on the side of the interstate. He could say this and that, but this and that would still be a lie. And after I got out of jail, I realized what just transpired. I got on Facebook, and I'm like, wow, this guy really got a promotion. That's why he threw my GoPro. That couldn't probably be the answer, but most cops, when they're in the wrong, they don't want nothing to do with they don't want nothing to interfere with their higher up position. But this was minor. Nobody really cares about a homeless guy's video. But now, since this is going out of proportion, and him throwing the camera so anybody in Rankin County or the surrounding counties have my GoPro, remember, that's the footage. That is the key to get this officer to answer. You know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, let's get back on to the rest of this stuff. I'm not here. I'm over here, right off of Highway 80. And then at that time, I started to pull out my phone, and I walked that way. And then I realized I had to go this way, and I stood around waiting for cars just to keep going because my dog was acting a little kind of funny. Then I glanced at my phone again to see if I can get a private shuttle for me and my dog that was willing to take me and my dog a little bit eastwards. When the cop was sitting right here, he proceeded to come over and says, you're going to jail when the dog catcher comes. So I started walking this way, and this is where I lost my GoPro. I didn't lose it intentionally. The cop in said picture threw my GoPro after I said, hey, can you please retrieve my GoPro? So he picks up the camera and chucks it right onto this side road. Remember, we're right here. We're right here. And there was nothing that could be done with me inside the cop car. That's kind of hard to throw my own camera from sitting in handcuffs with, at that time, was about maybe one handcuff. Yeah. And that handcuff was tight, but it was enough to call 911 to tell them that you have a rogue cop. So when I got on the phone, he tells dispatch, just ignore him, he's lying. In code. I don't know the code for lying. But dispatch hangs up because I was trying to get to the sheriffs. I was trying to have them dispatch me to the sheriff because no other city enforcement cannot stop another city cop for a major violation like this. Now, I told multiple agencies about this. There we go. I told multiple agencies about that, and they seemed interested, but I didn't have any other way of getting things across other than that. But anyway, that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. So for that map, because that was my GPS off of Google Maps that tracked me that very day. But unfortunately, Google Maps only does to to a certain extent to track your movements. That's my story. That's what happened. So I'm just hoping somebody in Rankin County, Mississippi, pick that camera up, put it on Facebook or anything. If you are from Rankin County, Mississippi, Pearl City, the surrounding areas, please send this to the just please put it on Facebook, YouTube, social media. I'm begging you, because this will set the standards and show that he's not a good cop. I know nobody is willing to pick this up, so I'm going to express my part of the story, because I have nothing to show for it right now, because said officer picked up my GoPro and chucked it. And I'm like, why'd you throw it? And he so claimed that I broke his deal. And unfortunately, why am I saying unfortunately? Fortunately for me, that whole incident was recorded. So please, someone, I'm begging someone to put my video that is on that camera on social media. I don't care. Police chief told me that there is no officer by that name, Patrick Williams or Pat Williams. So be careful when you go through Rankin County. I do know some of the jail attendants that are sheriffs that works at the Rankin County jail that I was in. One of them said they saw my YouTube channel. So if you're saying this and you have word, please help me, because I do not know how to express this any more than I can right now. Like I said, I was not in the wrong. I was not in the wrong. I was standing over here on the second encounter with the said police. Right there. There's a sign right there. I was standing right there when said officer parked there and then goes over and says, you're going to be in jail when the animal catcher comes. And remind you, there were several police cars. I know the dog catcher video camera, dash cam, caught the whole incident because it was parked in front of the cop car that I was in. It was that one. So if that happened to be deleted now from the dash cams, I'm sorry. This happened on the 15th of February. So I am begging the media to pursue this. I need your help. You're my only savior. Right, well, you're not my only savior. I got God. I know God does good. I know He does wondrous. Yeah. So I even called that company, the company surrounding it, to see if they picked up a GoPro. And they didn't. So, more likely, somebody out there in Babylon picked up my camera. Some yuppie, please, I'm begging you, please turn that evidence in, because you hear me screaming for my life. I had my arm twisted in many other places, saying, ow, my arm, my arm, my arm! And one of the cops, I don't know, who had my arm twisted in freaking so many different ways, had sympathy. And yeah, so anyway, I do want to thank the dog catcher. I forgot his name. For trying to help me to get my dog out. I do got her, as you saw in my live stream. I do have her. That's a plus. But I want to thank you guys. I want to thank that dog catcher. I don't know your name. Thank you very much for trying to help me get my dog back. Peace, love, stay true, and be happy.